Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Why, the Ofarende ritual must be reorganized. Ooni of Ife explains the deep significance of the missing final seal and how he intends to reorganize it. Okay. They said the celebration may have, echoed through the walls of Ile-Ife Palace. The drums may have thundered in praise, and Queen Naomi may have walked proudly back into, the life of the Ooni of Ife, her head high, her face radiant with spiritual favor, but behind the scenes, the Ooni of Ife remained deeply, contemplative. Though the gods had clearly accepted the sacrifice, though the moon had flickered in a sign never before witnessed by this generation, and though, joy burst like sunlight across the ancient kingdom, the king knew one thing, okay, the ritual was powerful but not entirely complete. In a private meeting with his high council, the following morning, they said the Ooni of Ife explained in major word why the ritual must be reorganized. That is that very part, not the full moon ritual. Oh. The full moon ritual is complete. That all that drama, going to the forest, bringing items, bring this, bring cockroach nyash, bring this and bring that. Sorry, I used that word. No, this is ritual. I should respect it. I'm so sorry. Okay, take that away. And so bring this and bring that, all of that, okay, that one is over now. Nobody's thinking about that one. So this part of the Oferende ritual, that seal must be complete. They have to complete it. And Kabiyesi has stated why he must reorganize that part, not because it failed, but because it lacked one critical element, the formal presence of the final external seal, also known as Ijoku Oferende. The ritual confirmation from outside ritual royal authority, their absence, though spiritually compensated by divine intervention, left a gap in the documented history and traditional record of the ritual. And this, he emphasized, must be corrected, not for the gods alone, but for everyone and the generations to come. The Oforende rite, according to Oni, is not just a ceremonial final step. It is the physical record of spiritual alignment. The gods accept in the unseen, but the people of Yoruba land must have evidence in the seen. That is why, prominent chiefs or kings from external Yoruba cities are brought to complete the rite. Their rule is not just spiritual, it is symbolic, political, historical, and cultural. When they pour the libation, when they break the kola nut, when they release the dove and chant the queen's new royal title, they are placing her not only beside the king, but within the accepted memory of the Yoruba nation, okay? Without them, a chapter is missing, and the Oni, being a man of deep tradition and foresight, okay, made it clear a reorganized rite must be conducted to fulfill what was physically lacking on the night of the, third full moon ritual. He spoke of how on that sacred night, the two chiefs from Osogbo and Ede collapsed mysteriously, one vomiting blood and others. Oni didn't want to go into detail to begin to speculate what happened to them. He is king. His words are very heavy. He will say one thing now, they will say three things later. Kabiyesi just had to do what he had to do. Like, he now told them, basically, his focus right now is to kind of reorganize the ritual. Okay, they say he spoke on a lot of things that day. He was very thankful, very grateful to God. We cannot allow spiritual order to cover for human failure without accountability. The ritual must be reorganized, not as a correction, but as a completion. He outlined 3 reasons for the reorganization. First, for the sake of ancestral protocol. Though the moon accepted Queen Naomi's offering, the ancestors require physical witnesses. The Faranda rite calls on chiefs to represent the border Yoruba spiritual community. Their presence ensures that the queen is accepted not just in Ile-Ife but across all Yoruba throne. Without it, future generation may question the legitimacy of the ritual in the physical domain. Second, for documentation and oral tradition. Yoruba culture relies heavily on oral history passed from one generation to another without the physical presence of the final seal. This chapter in the royal archive would always remain open to distortion, controversy, or false retelling. The Oni made it clear. If we do not close the door properly, others may try to re-enter through it. Third, for Queen Naomi herself, though she has been spiritually accepted and though the people have rejoiced, the final step ensures that her title is reinforced not just in the sacred realm but in human consciousness. It grants her immunity from rivals, elevate her children's status beyond questioning, and seal her destiny without loopholes. The Farandes protect the queen from political attempt to strip her of her place. Nami has been through a lot so much. She has been disgraced. She has been humiliated. There is nothing, no kind of evil has not come, to my wife Olori Naomi because of some of my decisions. But as it is now, she understands. So I have to do what I have to do. First, he has decided that a new date will be selected, one not tied to the moon but tied to the traditional calendar of Orumala, the deity of wisdom. It will be held on the day of Oruson Ose, a sacred day for closing spiritual chapter. On this day, the queen will sit on the Ibori stool, symbolic of her sealed identity. She will be surrounded by royal mothers, while the newly selected chief from Oyo, Ilara, and Ijebu Ode, three spiritually neutral cities, will conduct the missing rite. These chiefs have already been spiritually vetted through Ifa divination. Their hands are clean, their hearts are pure, and their families carry no ancestral causes or unresolved debt that could pollute the ceremony. They will come with their own items, sacred libation and bowls, the official Ipele crown, a fresh white dove, and their own ancestral emblem. They said Ooni of Ife was telling them how they are going to run, the next one from what the divination, as in Ifa, Yanifa and others, they have gone into divination, they have decided on what they need to do and all of that. So Kabiyesi was basically telling them how they are going to do it. The rite will be held in the inner courtyard of the palace at the groove, different from the groove used during the full moon. This location is where many of the great queens of Ife history were confirmed centuries ago. It is an area rarely accessed, but the Oni insisted. This is not about spectacle, it is about spiritual correction. Let it be done in the place where power is recorded. The reorganization will also include the reading of the moon sign, now to be interpreted by three senior Ifa priests, and it will be completed. But Ooni of Ife was very thankful and grateful to the gods that they allow him to do the full moon ritual before the moon disappeared. Okay, this is what is going on. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumoured, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.